Welcome back, friends, to another pick a card reading. This time I have 4 piles available for you to choose from. So today's question is, what spiritual lesson am I currently learning? So I just want you to take a big deep breath in. Ask yourself the question, what spiritual lesson am I currently here learning? And choose the pile which you feel most drawn to at this time. Once you've chosen your pile, you can go to the description box of this video and find the timestamp for where your pile starts. Hello, pile number ones. For those of you who do not know, I am Gypsy. Today I am playing with my new deck that I recently reviewed on my channel, the Sacred Forest Oracle, just to see what kind of vibe, what kind of messages. Now, when I was working with these cards, I got a very deep spiritual sort of feeling from them. So this reading is for what spiritual lesson you are currently learning at this time and what you're sort of going through. Now, I did channel songs for you this time, but I really want you to listen to the songs because the songs that I've channeled are of like a higher vibration, so they might be ones you haven't heard before. Your song is called Butterfly, so if you pop into the description box, it will only goes for a couple of minutes. Please take a couple of minutes to listen to the song. Your song is about breathing and realigning your energy, okay? But have a listen to the song. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, okay? So let's have a look at your cards, pile number one. Okay, the first card that I have for you is Willow Spirit, Flexibility. Okay, and clarifying that, I have the Star in reverse and the Two of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so with the flexibility and the Star in reverse, okay, this is indicating to me that there's been some sort of dream, some sort of wish, some sort of desire that you have been manifesting or wanting and it hasn't quite come through, okay? Or you're losing hope, or there's some sort of disappointment here in what it is that you're hoping for. And with this flexibility card, this is indicating to me that, you know, perhaps it's not looking exactly as you thought it would, and it's time to be a little bit more flexible with the universe. Sometimes when we're manifesting, we have this specific idea of how we think things will show up and how we think they'll work. And then the universe just throws us a curveball and they're like, well, we're going to give you this thing, but we're going to give it to you in this form. Or it looks like this. It's not looking exactly how you want it because we make the rules, right? We know what is best for you at this time, okay? Now, for a lot of you, this could be something that you're manifesting in regards to love. So there might have been a specific person that you had in mind that you were hoping for, or you know, wanting to connect with, or some sort of connection or relationship that you thought, you know, was genuine and it hasn't perhaps worked out that way. And so now you need to be a little bit more flexible, and let's see where this is going. But it could just be that the universe is like, well, you know, you both need to do some work first before you can come together. Or it might be saying like, this person is great, but this person is better for you. This person is more your speed. This is your soulmate. We're trying to redirect you. What is that quote? Rejection is the universe's redirection, or something like that. So sometimes a no, or a not right now, or it's not working out the way that you want it, rather than getting all stressed out about it, you can, you know, just say, okay, well, I know and trust that the universe and God or whoever, whatever it is that you subscribe to, is bringing you something better, something that's more aligned with you at this time. And I feel like your lesson right now is about rejection, but in a way that it's like still maintaining your optimism, still having faith, not letting everything fall apart because something hasn't worked out the way that you had hoped, right? So next we have Ancient Oak Spirit, Strength. Okay, so with the Strength card here, whenever I see Strength, that reminds me, I just think, oh, this person has been through it. This is a really, really challenging thing to face, and a lot of the time it's the strength of our emotions, okay? So really having to gain that emotional strength to get through it, okay? Let me see what's clarifying that one. Ooh, the Hierophant in reverse. So whatever this is, this has completely uprooted, is what I'm hearing, your structures. So this could be like, it's caused an issue within your family, or whatever this thing is that hasn't worked out the way that you quite wanted it to. It's perhaps completely shattered your belief systems or some sort of structure that you subscribe to. Perhaps it has, you know, torn your family apart. Perhaps there's like different views or something that's coming into play here. But it's like it's like a huge thing, whatever this is. It's like a complete shake up here where you're like, I don't know where to go from here because I was so set on that thing, that person coming through for me, or, you know, something like that, where it's like, now that hasn't happened, and now I'm starting to lose faith in the situation, in my family, whatever this structure is for you, okay? Clarifying that one, the Queen of Swords in reverse, okay? So the Queen of Swords in reverse, this could very well be a divorce, okay? So for some of you, it might be like the end of a very long-term relationship where you thought it was a thing, you had high hopes, and then it's led to divorce. I mean, these two cards would indicate divorce a lot to me, right? So obviously it's not going to be divorce for everybody, but this is like cutting someone off. I'm also hearing untruths, or somebody spoken untruth, or wasn't true to their word, or something like that. Let me see what else we've got for the final card here. Stability, okay. So this is what the song was about, right? It's about a redirection, but you're still stable. You're still finding your way to stability, all right? So something's come crashing down here, or something's knocked you, but you still can have your stability, right? But it's all about your energy and trying to maintain your energy and having faith in the universe that what it is that you need is coming in for you at this time, right? And it might not be coming in the way that you hoped it would come, but it's still coming, right? Next we have the Lovers. Okay, so that's interesting. So there's a lot of love energy here. We've got the Two of Cups and the Lovers, which are the biggest love energy cards in the deck. So for a lot of you, this is love. It's about a connection, right? So whatever that hasn't worked out, you're still getting your soulmate, your partner, you're coming together, or this could be that one person let you down, but you still have a loving, supportive person in your orbit, you've got your person here. You've got a stable love connection here, okay? So that's really interesting. And clarifying that one, we have the Eight of Coins. This is somebody who is willing to work with you, willing to show up for you. This is somebody who's completely willing to put the work in, okay? So this could be something happened within your relationship and it fell apart, or somebody, let me just get some more information. I was only going to pull a few cards, but let me see. What didn't work out here? What is the Star in reverse, please? Why do we have to be flexible here for my pile number ones, right? What's the flexibility in this situation? Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords talks about impulsive energy. So somebody's made an impulsive decision and sort of let you down in that sense, right? It can be also like a bit of an aggressive energy too. Yep, I can also see somebody doing something wrong. Somebody's made a mistake here, okay? Something impulsive, something that should not have been done, and it felt like a real letdown to you, right? So let me see, what is the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant in reverse, please? Why have we had to find our strength in this situation? Wow. This is really intense energy, okay? So I can see for a lot of you this is a breakup, because you've got the King of Swords now and the Queen of Swords in reverse, right? So this is like a falling out, a breakup. Doesn't have to be with a lover, could be with like a family member. With the Hierophant here, it's a very family orientated energy as well. So you may have had a falling out with a family member, or let me see. I feel like it gives me very misunderstanding energy, right? I feel like there's been a massive misunderstanding here as well. But things haven't gone the way that you hoped that they would go, right? So let me see about your future stability with this Lover's energy and the Eight of Pentacles. What is this, please? What else can you give me on this? Okay. Okay, interesting. So now I've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so that is interesting, right? Because this is indicating to me somebody who's ready to put the work in, somebody who's ready to fight for this connection. Perhaps they want to reconcile here, and then somebody else is not wanting to put the work in. So I feel like this is your energy now, pile number one, where you're like, well, no, you burned me, and now I don't want to work on this connection anymore. I'm done. Okay. All right. So what is the lesson here, please? What is the lesson? Interesting. So what is the lesson here for my pile number ones? What is the spiritual lesson? Oh, okay, I just heard, okay, I've got a song coming through too. All right, so we've got the Two of Wands here, which is all about choices and making decisions here, right? So as you can see, he's at the start of his journey and he's like, well, I could go this way and I could go this way. So I feel like you've got a really serious choice here to make. And when you're thinking about making choices from a spiritual perspective, you're thinking about what sits best emotionally with you. To cut this person off, people make mistakes. Can this be forgiven, right? I really feel like it's about putting your ego aside. With the Strength card coming out here, this is like, you know, your emotional strength. So yes, I could forgive this person, but it's going to take all of my strength to do so. It's actually more difficult to come at something from a place of love when somebody has wronged you and hurt you than it is to come forth with aggression and anger, right? So have a think about that. That's what you're currently experiencing right now. Now, the song that came through, right? My grandparents used to always, that was Scottish, right? So it's a Scottish song. And one of the lines is, I'll take the high road and you take the low road, right? So if you know the song, put it in the comments, right? But it's about, are you going to take the high road or are you going to take the low road in this situation, right? Because let me see, anything else here about the spiritual lesson? So we have the Nine of Wands here, right? So this is about going through it, being tired, being worn out. I'm sick of this. I can't do this again with this person. It's also, I'm also hearing injured too. So there may have been somebody who was injured in this situation as well for somebody. I don't know, that obviously won't be for everybody, but I feel like for somebody who's watching, that's specific, that somebody was actually injured in this situation. So that's really interesting too, because if there was like, if this is like a physical altercation, then I can see why it would be more difficult to forgive. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot of heartbreak, sadness. I heard betrayal here. Usually I would see the Three of Swords as a betrayal, but the Five of Cups is sadness, loss, grief, regret, things like that. And the Six of Swords here. So are we moving on? Are we moving on from this person? Are we giving this person a second chance? Can we reconcile, or is it time to move forward? That's all I have for you today, pile number ones. Please take a moment to listen to that song because I feel like it's really going to help your energy after this disappointing situation. I want to say disappointing. If this doesn't resonate with you, you can try picking another pile. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number twos. For those of you who do not know, I am Gypsy, and today I'm having a little bit of a play with my Sacred Forest Oracle deck, which I recently reviewed on my channel. So you can have a look at that if you're interested in looking at all the cards. Otherwise, we're just going to have a little bit of a play. Now, I was getting higher vibe messages from these cards. So the question I'm asking is, what is your current spiritual lesson that you're currently learning at this time? And the songs that I have channeled are higher frequency songs. So I really want you to take the time to listen to the song that I've selected for you, because there's a lot in there. It's like it's stuff that you're probably not familiar with the songs. They are songs that I love. You're probably not familiar with the songs, so go and have a listen. Make sure you click that link. So if you look in the description box where it says your timestamp for like pile 1, pile 2, it'll also have the song. It will also have the song link there that you can have a listen. Your song was called Goddess Code, and it's about stepping into your goddess energy, which I love that for you. I'm getting a little bit of a badass vibe about this, like you're not putting up with bullshit, which is great. Okay, let's have a look at the cards. So the first one we had is the Wood Nymph, representing beauty. As I'm looking at this card, I'm really actually... This is interesting. All right, the way I'm seeing this, like, as you can see, she's got her friends here with her, right? But she's like, see how her arms are like pushing? Like, it's almost like she's pushing them aside. Like, she's in her goddess energy. Like, I'm the goddess. You guys, like, just back up a little, right? That's really interesting, the way that I'm actually seeing that, but I'm actually seeing her, like, going, oh, no, no, no. I wear the crown. I'm in my goddess energy. That is my crown. So, okay, that's really interesting. Let me see what's clarifying it. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups in the reverse. Now, this is interesting because this is an energy of, like, being bored, stagnant, a little bit low vibe, and wanting to stay there. Like, you're quite happy to stay there, but I actually feel like this is your friends. This is the people around you that are like, it's almost like they're always complaining, they've always got bitching, they've got stuff going on, and they're just quite happy to stay in this low energy, and you're just like feeling yourself right now. You're such a vibe. You know what I mean? Let me see what's clarifying that one. Yeah, okay, Six of Swords. So moving away from these people, moving away from this type of energy. I love that because we absorb energy, right? We're absorbing energy from everybody around us. And if your friends are always like bitching about their husbands or carrying on about this person, that person, there's always a drama. You're just like, I'm out of here, bye. I'm sorry. I'm just moving away from this energy. And it's like, you're not, like, you're just floating away from it, you know? Just, you know, becoming less available, becoming, you know, not answering the calls or whatever, you know? So, interesting. Okay. Next up, we have protection. Well, yeah, that's just what we're talking about, protecting your own energy, right? Let me see what's clarifying protection. But it's like you're coming to the point in your life where you're realizing that other people's energy really does affect you, and you're absorbing all kinds of energy from people around you, right? Okay, that's my blocked card. Okay, so perhaps there's somebody that you need to block. I mean, this could be like energetic blocking or cord cutting, where you can, if you look it up, like, I won't go into it, but if you look up energetic cord cutting, you can actually cut the energetic cords to certain people in your life if they are draining your energy, or if there's some sort of energetic cord attached there and you feel like they're constantly sucking your energy even though you've withdrawn from them. There's ways you can do that. You can look that up. But this is like blocking. It's like, I'm unavailable, I'm not responding, I'm not answering. It's just a bit much for me right now, right? You're protecting your energy though. Clarifying that, we have the Knight of Swords. That's interesting because this can be, so this might be people that are a little bit too intense, like they've got so much going on as well, like a little bit drama, you know, rather than, because this is interesting because this is like a bored meh energy, but this is like an actionable energy. I need to clarify this one again. Let me just, what is this? I've got another deck here. What is this Knight of Swords energy, please? What is this Knight of Swords energy? Oh yeah, no, okay, this is your energy, right? So you are like this actionable, driven energy. Like you've got all the goals, you've got all the things that you want to do. You want to start racing towards new things, but then you feel like when you're talking to your friends, they're all like in a place where they're just sort of dragging you down, or not much going on, or, you know, they just want to sit around and watch Netflix, and you're just like, I just want to do all the things. And then this is like the Wheel of Fortunes. This is like the wheel is turning now to a new cycle, a new version of you, right? So I feel like there must have been some work done here. There must have been some like energetic work where you really started to look at yourself and what your goals were. And I mean, this stage of the year, when it's this early on in the year, we have all the goals, right? We look at the end of last year and we go, oh, didn't do that, didn't achieve that. I'd like to get this done this year. And then we're all sort of fired up at this time of year now that all the Christmas crazy's over. And so I feel like you're just like, people are just like meh around you. And you're like, nah, I'm doing all the things. Stop. This is the new me. You know how they say, I know it's really cliche, but like new year, new me at the start of the year. I feel like that's where you are. That's where you're at. And then you're starting to realize that you've maybe pushed yourself to be this new version of yourself. And everyone else is like, oh, dragging their feet. Like, what was wrong with the old us? Where we just sat around and did nothing and just felt sorry for ourselves and bitched about the neighbours and whatever. You know what I mean? And you're just like, no, transmutation, wow. So you're transmuting that energy. So that means that you're actually learning to transmute that negative energy into something else. So you might be my spiritual group of people who are a little bit psychic, because that's not easy to do all the time, okay? It's like if something negative's thrown at you, you turn it into a positive, or you turn it into like, so it's like, say for example, somebody says something negative to you, like about your weight, but then you're hurt about it, but then you use that as the fire to stick to your health goals and things like that. Like, that's just for an example. That's probably a really bad example, but you know, that kind of energy. Yeah, so missed opportunity. Okay, so you're transmuting any negative missed opportunities into a positive. Okay, so so this is like being in the mindset of like, if something doesn't work out, or if you're missed out for something, it's like, it's because there's something better coming. Or if you really, really, really wanted to buy, say, for example, like a new couch, you wanted to buy a new couch, and then you went to buy the new couch, and they were out of stock, or the couch was out of stock that you wanted, and it was really, really the couch that you want, and then straight away you transmute that energy into, oh, now I can use that money for this other thing, right? And it's like, that's the kind of energy that you're stepping into. It's like, it can seem kind of unnatural, but once you're in that energetic vibration, that's the manifesting energy. That is when you can like instantly have something negative happen and you instantly transmute it into a positive, or focus on something positive and say, well, you know, I didn't get invited to this thing, but that means I can stay home with my kids and we can have like a family games night, right? Or something like that. Yeah, okay, well, that's interesting. The last one I just pulled was the Knight of Cups. So yeah, perhaps you weren't invited to something. Perhaps they're leaving you out as well. So perhaps they might be at the point, these friends or people around you, where they're like, oh, pile 2's changed. I don't know what's going on with pile number 2. But pile 2 is not the same pile 2 that they were like 6 months ago. And they might be bitching about you. They might have, like, they're withdrawing love from you, right? Withdrawing opportunities. So it's like they might be hanging out without you. That's fine. That's fine. I feel like that might be a blessing in this situation, the way that you can transmute that energy. I feel like that's what you'll do. You'll just be like, they don't want to hang out with me. That is the biggest blessing of 2023, where I can now focus on these other goals and all the things that I want to do. Let me just see if there's, I feel like we've got the lesson down pat, but I did pull some extra cards for pile number 1. So let's see. Is there anything else that pile number 2 needs to know about this lesson? Oh, new offers. Okay, great. So you've got here the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Now, this was them withdrawing their offers, withdrawing their invitations, withdrawing their energy, okay? But then, straight after that, in this deck, I pulled the Knight of Cups upright. So this makes room for new opportunities, new friends, new invitations, new offers of love, right? This kind of thing. And so then we got the Two of Wands, which is a choice, right? So you can choose your old friends, your old life, the old people that you were hanging out with, or you can choose to take on some new adventures, okay, and some new experiences. So I feel like you're at a bit of a crossroads here, because you don't want to let go of everyone in your old life, but you're really, really aware of how these people are now affecting your energy, right? That's all I have for you, pile number 2. Please, please, please make sure that you go and listen to your song, which is linked in the description box under your pile number. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 3s. Welcome to your reading, pile number 3s. For those of you who do not know, I am Gypsy, and today I'm having a bit of a play with my new deck, the Sacred Forest Oracle, which I recently did a review of on my channel. So there's like a little flip through there. If you're interested in having a look at that, you can look on my YouTube channel and you'll find that in the last video that I posted. Okay, so as I was vibing with the cards, I found that the messages, I was getting like a higher vibrational vibe. So I'm asking, what is your current spiritual lesson that you are currently learning at this time? And I've got more like high vibe songs. So your song, actually they're a little bit abstract, but yours is like actually quite common. So your song is called Dreams. So I really would like you to have a listen to the song. Now, usually I don't make sure people go and have a listen, but I really feel like it's important for you to listen to the messages in these songs, because they are like more high vibe channeled from your guides and things like that, that they really want you to listen. Okay, so let's have a look at your cards. Okay, so the first card that I have for you is Hummingbird Spirit Joy, which is great. Oh yeah, so your song, sorry, I'm losing my marbles today. So your song is like that one that's like, dreams can come true, look at me, babe, I'm with you, you know you got to have them, you know you got to be strong. So I feel like the song is about having dreams, right? Because I feel like I've got this feeling of like you've sort of given up on a dream, or you're like, nah, it's not happening, or, you know, I just don't see how that can come about kind of energy. So let's have a look at your spiritual lesson. Let's have a look at your cards. Okay, so the first card that I have for you is the hummingbird spirit, and it says joy. So I love this for you. We all love joy. I'm actually feeling, my skin's feeling hot. Hang on. Okay, so this feels like sun on my skin. Where I am right now, it's summer, okay? And that like joy of just having like that sun-kissed skin, that like I can feel this, it's not burning me, right? And I'm really pale, but it's like, but when you're out in the sun and you feel more vibrant, you feel the sun's energy like absorbing into your skin, and it's like the vitamin D, and it's like, it's such a vibe, right? That's what that feels like to me. Also, I'm hearing joy in the mundane. There's joy in the mundane. And that's really interesting because, like, I hate doing dishes, right? I hate doing dishes. And, like, lately when I've been doing the dishes, I found, like, these old songs from, like, the 50s and the 60s, like, really dorky songs that, like, we probably all know and love. Actually, I made a playlist, and I'm gonna, next time when I do songs, I'm gonna choose from that playlist because it's really fun. Anyway, but it's just to get me through the dishes, and I dance around like a complete crazy person, and it makes it so much better. Like, there's joy even in the mundane, and I feel like that's where you're at, where you're trying to find that joy. So let me see what else. The sun. Okay, so getting out there and getting some sun. All right, that's interesting. Okay, so the sun also is that really lively, vibrant energy where it's like, it's almost like excitable energy. Like, I'm feeling like it's a bit Pollyanna. I don't know if you know the movie Pollyanna, but it's like she's always looking on the bright side of life, and she's always trying to play the glad game with everybody. And it's like, what do we have to be glad about? That's what your energy like feels like. I know that that's like, can be like toxic positivity, but I feel like that's a really good energy to be in. Because it feels great, even if you have to fake it a little bit. It's like, it's better than like wallowing on all the things that could go wrong and all these thoughts that enter our mind, right? Okay, next we have the Knight of Cups, which is interesting. So this to me indicates like somebody withdrawing love. So you might be withdrawing from people, they may be withdrawing from you. You might be uninvited somewhere. That's interesting because we had that in the last pile too, where it's like somebody is withdrawing offers from you, or you're withdrawing offers from them. Let's see where this is going. All right, next card we have is growth. Oh, I'm actually seeing like little, and there's mushrooms in this picture, but I'm actually in my mind seeing like little toadstools and mushrooms, like there's actual growth and like moss. What are they showing me? I feel like it's like, you know, when you're like, it's like, say you go to like a rainforest or somewhere like that, and you're like walking through, and there's like these big tall trees, but there's also like little toadstools and moss, and it's like you're finding all the things. It's like you're very aware of the beauty in everything at this time, or you're really noticing things that you didn't notice before, especially when it comes to the natural environment, like little toadstools or this little spider that's like doing some, like made this like magnificent web, and it's like, wow, it's like there's like an awe and a joy. This is like really interesting energy. I want to know how you got to this energy, pile number 3. The Hermit. So withdrawing. This is what this is. So you've withdrawn. Let me see. What else is clarifying the Hermit? Something happened that was unfair. Okay. So you've withdrawn from something. Bear with me, pile number 3. So you've withdrawn from something, because this is like you've withdrawn an offer or an opportunity for your, this feels to me, okay? You've withdrawn an offer or an opportunity for your own peace and your own joy. And it's like you're happy about it, but perhaps somebody else might have felt like there was unfair. There was an unfair situation here, because you're on cloud 9 here with your joy and your sun energy. But there's also this withdrawing from something that seemed unfair, or perhaps you didn't treat somebody fairly when you withdrew from them. Perhaps you ghosted somebody, you know, something like that. Really, really interesting. Sanctuary, yeah. So what price have you paid for your own peace, okay, in this situation? I mean, you know, I'll just keep going. There's something you're not seeing here, okay? This usually represents a choice, but this for me is, there's something you're not seeing, okay? The final card is you're wanting to stay there. Wanting to stay there, they're saying. Interesting. All right, so interesting. All right, so I'm going to get some clarification here, okay? So what is this Knight of Cups in reverse, please? What is this uninvited withdrawing energy? What is this for my pile number 3s? I feel like you've got a lot of options, a lot of invitations to places, but you're not going, but you're sort of like, you're doing your own thing, you're blazing your own trail, you're marching your own way. You are, I feel like this, what's the word? Obligation is what I'm hearing. Obligation. You're not doing things out of obligation anymore, okay? But I actually feel like somebody might be upset about that, or somebody might feel left out because you're cancelling plans or something like that, pile number 3. So let me just see, what is unfair in this situation, please? I feel like perhaps you're unaware of how you might be affecting, your energy might be affecting somebody else, because we become very aware of how our friends' energy affects ours, right? But if you are, you know, in this independent energy where you're just like living your best life and like nothing can burst your bubble, and then like you're just like, oh, I don't have time for that anymore because I've got this new thing, and it might be like a new hobby or, you know, new things that you're putting your energy towards. But people that have been loyal to you are like, hang on, what is going on here? Hey. Okay. Okay, so what I actually feel like is happening here, it's like you've chose, so say you had like a group of friends or something, someone you were hanging out with, and then, you know, the vibes were off or they weren't that fun, right? So then you've like joined a new group of friends because they're so much fun and you're just in your bliss, living your best life. And they're actually feeling a little bit left out here. They feel like it's unfair. They feel like they want to be included, sort of thing, which is interesting because one of the other piles was like the opposite of that. So that would be interesting if that person in your life is watching this but picked a different pile, right? Okay, so let me find out with this 2 of Swords here. What are you not seeing? I feel like it's the... I feel like it kind of feels to me like you're not, like, because we're talking about like the beauty and everything. It's like you couldn't see that before. So it's like maybe that's what's blinding you. Oh no, you can't see the heartbreak. You've hurt somebody. You have hurt somebody, pile number 3. You can't see that your actions have hurt somebody else. Ooh, pile number 3. Or it's like you might know that you've upset them, but not to the extent that you have. Okay. Well, I don't know. What is the lesson here, though? Because I can see, because I feel like being in your joy, being in your, like, high vibe energy and just having an absolute blast with the people you hang out with and the parties you're going to, and you can't see that you're hurting somebody, but, like, let's see. What is the lesson here? We want to know what is the lesson for my pile number 3s. What is pile number 3's lesson here? Ah, wow. Okay. Interesting. So, your lesson, which is interesting because I'm always preaching to people about how other people's energy affects your energy and to pull away when, you know, your energy is being affected and drained by other people. But your lesson is that you need to recognize how your energy, your own energy, is affecting the people around you. And how your actions affect those around you. So, while still trying to maintain this high vibe energy that you're in. Because I wouldn't want to give up that energy for nothing. Like, I would want to stay in this energy. And if that hurts somebody's feelings, I would probably be like, well, that sounds like inner work that they need to do if they need to rely on my energy to fuel their energy. That's how I would normally see that. But the guides here are saying that just be wary of whose feelings you're hurting at this time. It's like, because it's almost like you're in your own little world. You're in your own little bubble. But I kind of love that. Like, if that was for me, I'd love that for me. It's like, I want to be in a bubble where I don't share energy and like my energy, nobody else is influencing my energy. Okay, so just be aware, pile number 3s, that somebody around you is feeling like your actions currently are unfair, or you're doing what's best for you, or you're working in your own best interests at the moment, and they're hurt, or yeah, there's pain associated with it. So just be very aware of that, pile number 3. As far as the lesson, yeah, I don't know, because I feel like, I mean, I might be a bit of a bitch, but if somebody else has got an issue with me living my best life, then that sounds like a them problem, you know? I don't really know what went down here, but I feel like you've withdrawn from somebody and they heard about it anyway. All right, that's all I have for you, pile number 3s. Thanks for letting me have a play with my new cards. Make sure you listen to the lyrics of the song. It will be linked in the description box. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, my pile number 4s. Welcome. For those of you who do not know, I am Gypsy. And today I'm playing with my Sacred Forest Oracle. So I recently did a review of this deck on my channel, so if you want to have a look at the cards and a bit of a flip through, you can look at the last video that I uploaded. So the vibe and the messages that I was getting was a little bit higher frequency than what I normally get, and it does depend what deck you work with as to what frequency the messages are that come through. So I've asked the question about what spiritual lesson are you currently learning right now. So I also did get some channeled songs that come through as well, but I really want you to listen to the song this time. So I don't normally enforce that or try and get you to listen, but have a click on the link in the description box that is your song, because the songs are sort of like higher frequency songs. So your song is I Am Woman. I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine. Yeah, it's a good song, okay? Anyway, yeah, you are woman, you are sexy, you are fearless, you're divine. Let's have a look at your cards. All right, so the first one is, oh, this is interesting. I feel like there's a lot of women watching. I don't know if the men are watching this one. All right, wise woman of the grove, which fits with the song, right? And grace, okay? So, you learn to be graceful and dignified. Let me see what's clarifying that one. Ooh, okay, so you have the 7 of coins. So the 7 of coins is like you've made an investment that's taken a long time. So this is like you've done the work on yourself to get to this point. Or like you're happy with where you are at right now. Slow and steady wins a race, right? So you've done some inner work and you're slowly getting there, chipping away on the person that you are. This is like, it feels like, the energy feels like a coming of age. You know, like when you hit the big numbers, when you're like, you know, you hit 30 and you're like, wow, now I'm 30. I mean, I cried when I turned 30, but you know, it was a bit overwhelming. But, you know, like my 30s have been my best years yet. So it's like you're reaching some sort of milestone, like spiritually though, where it's like, I feel so secure in myself and so wise, and I feel like I'm understanding myself and I know where I am. So you don't necessarily have to have like a big birthday coming up, but it's like that feeling of like when you hit a specific chapter and you're like, wow, like I really understand myself and where I am and what I'm about and what I stand for and what my belief systems are, you know? Clarifying that, we have the Hermit, which is withdrawing to do the work. And as you can see, he's got the lantern there, and the lantern is a spiritual journey, right? He's going alone. And like a spiritual journey can be like very lonely at times, right? But it's about seeking, finding, and I feel like you're really finding yourself in this way. Let me just see what's in this box. Hang on. It's almost like, because I think there's like a ruby or something here in this box. It looks like a ruby. So it's like you found your own inner treasure. Like perhaps you used to beat yourself up, or you had some like body issues or things like that that you used to just get down on yourself about, and now it's like, now you see the value like inside. You see the worth. You found it. And it might have taken you a long time to find it, but you've goddamn found it. Okay? Now, next we have purity, Ooh, so you see who you are. You see you have pure intentions, the purity of your heart. So it doesn't matter what other people say, because you know what your true intentions are. And if they can't see your heart, if they can't see your intention and your purity and what you're putting out into the world, then they can't see you. Clarifying that, we have the King of Cups in the reverse. So this is interesting, because this is like a lack of emotional maturity. So perhaps you have learned where you have showed a lack of emotional maturity in your life, or, you know, things where you didn't do the right thing, or you didn't act in the right way, or you didn't behave the way that you probably should have in the most pure way, but you didn't do it maliciously. You did it because of, you had pure intentions. You didn't mean to hurt anybody, but you now, in looking back, you can see where you could have made a better choice, or where you could have handled something more appropriately there, right? It's like, clarifying that, we have the King of Swords. Yeah, that's that clarity coming through here. You see things now. The King of Swords is so smart, and he has so much wisdom and knowledge that's gained. So it's almost like you've been on this journey of trying to balance your emotions with your logical mind. Like, you know what's the right thing to do, but then what feels right, and, you know, your emotions get in the way. I feel like for you, my partner before, is that your emotions are kind of like imbalanced. Like, if somebody upsets you, you will fly off the handle or react in an emotional way before you really think it through or take the time. But this is like, the first card that you pulled was grace. So this is like handling yourself in a graceful and dignified manner. It's like you understand yourself, and so you don't. So now if somebody comes at you or says something or criticizes you in any way, you're like, no, that's not me. That's you projecting onto me. That's you saying things that you have inside you that are unhealed. It's not about me. And because you're able to separate that and see that with clarity, that you're not flying off the handle, you're not losing it, right? You're just accepting it as it is. You're like, I know that you're saying that from pain, because I've been there. I've been in the place where I react from pain and emotion. So it's like you're watching other people do it to you, and you're sort of viewing it with a compassionate heart. Like, I know that's your pain talking. I don't feel that's a reflection of me, and I'm not triggered by what you're saying. Activation, yeah, I reckon. So this one is Spirit Guardian of Spring activation. So yeah, you activated. This is a level up, like a big level up that you're going through right now. Okay, let's see what's clarifying that. We have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Now, this is temper. This is your temper, right? The Queen of Wands in reverse, she's a bitch, right? It's like you're taming that wild woman inside that reacts in anger, that loses their shit, that is, you know, wanting to fight. That fight response. You're taming that with compassion. And the Hierophant in the reverse. So you're letting go of all your old ways of being. So you might have been somebody that's always been a bit reactive, you know? And you're really taming that side of yourself, but it kind of goes against all the things that you believe and all the structures that you've currently had, you know. And it's like, I've held on to this way of being for so long, and I've always gone, you know what, that's just me. But it's like, no, now I'm reaching a phase in my life where I don't have to be that. I don't have to identify with that. I can be whoever it is that I want to be. Wow, part number 4, loving this for you. I'm just going to put, I feel like that was a pretty straightforward message, but I pulled cards for the others, so I'm just going to see anything else that wants to come out. Yeah. Ooh, okay, I just pulled the Two of Wands, and I just heard a quote from A Course in Miracles that says, in every moment you have a choice. Every moment presents you with a choice. So A Course in Miracles, the book, talks about you can either react in love or fear. If you feel attacked in a situation by somebody else's words, that is fear. So I feel like, although you might not always choose the right way, even now that you're aware of it, you are becoming very aware that in every moment you can't choose somebody else's like actions, but you can always choose your reaction and whether you meet their energy where they are. Beautiful. Also, you've got a couple of stags in the cards here. I can see the stag, symbolism. So I can't remember what the stag is. Maybe I should look that up. Okay, sorry, I had to look that up. Okay, so it says here, sorry, I don't know them all. Like, I can't remember everything. Okay, so the stag symbolism and meanings include stamina, grace, instincts, maturity, regeneration, and spiritual enlightenment. Just what I was talking about. Okay, because I was noticing the stag was standing out. I just don't let, okay, I'm hearing, don't let someone throw you off your game, or don't lose your balance. So I feel like, you know, somebody might come like shit slinging at you, and you just got to remember who you are, remember what you stand for and how far you've come. And I feel like that's your lesson right now. And sometimes when we learn these lessons shortly after we are tested on it by the universe, and they're like, have you really learned this lesson? How about we throw this person at you and see how you respond in that situation? And it's always really important to maintain your boundaries, and it's okay to falter and not act in your highest good in the way, you know, we're not all saints. We have get our feathers ruffled and things like that. But I feel like you're in this process of evolution where you're just like, that doesn't hurt me. So it's not that you're backing down. It's just that you're not reacting because, or if you are reacting, you might say something like, okay, well, that actually hurts me when you say that, and I don't know why you would say that because I don't identify with that and I'm not taking that on, or something like that. But it's like, it's not hurting your feelings. You're not having an emotional response in the situation. You're having a mature response and responding to what's been said, or like the reason why they're saying it, rather than like taking it on as an emotion. Beautiful. But I don't feel like you're detached emotionally. Let me just see. I've got my cards out still. Is this a positive thing? Yeah, it's your new way of viewing the world. Beautiful. I love that for you, pile number 4. Thank you so much. Please take some time to listen to the song, I Am Woman, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.